YouTube, what is going on? It is your boy James with Make an Opening. The Secrets of Power set is shaping up to be one of the most exciting sets yet, and fittingly, one of the most powerful cards so far. It's actually hidden in plain sight as an unassuming, uncommon card. Today we're going to be diving into what I think is going to be the strongest card spoiled so far for this brand new set, and that's going to be Cinta Kaz. I'll break down why she's so powerful, how she can warp the meta essentially, and the best cards to counter her before she takes over. That way you can scoop up a couple with my TCG Player affiliate link downstairs in the description. But before we get into it, make sure to like, subscribe, comment what your favorite spoiler for this new set has been so far. Cinta Kaz probably isn't my favorite spoiler, but she's definitely the strongest in my opinion, and amongst some other people's as well. It's getting a little bit of buzz online, so let's talk about it. So one of the most powerful things that you can do in Star Wars Unlimited is action stacking, which is basically doing multiple things in a single action. Think about cards like Vader, the OG Vader from Spark Rebellion. He ambushes in, he can remove a unit, and he cheats in another little guy. Or Poe Dameron, for example, with ECL, he can ambush in, he can defeat an upgrade, make your opponent discard a card, and then deal 2 additional damage either to the base or to a unit, maybe even finishing off another unit. Cards like these are meta defining because they compress multiple powerful effects into one single play, and now we get Cinta Kaz. At first glance, she doesn't seem, super broken. She is a 6-cost 5/5 with the Rebel trait. It's solid, it's not super flashy. The Rebel trait is always nice to have. Of course, we know Rebels in this game are good, but her ability, when played you may attack with the unit, is already free tempo. We've seen this effect with other cards like Snowtrooper Lieutenant and Fleet Lieutenant, back in set 1. Playing one card to attack with another, action stacking, it's good. Now let's add on the new keyword, plot. Plot basically says when you deploy a leader, you may play this card from your resources, paying its cost, and replace it with the top card of your deck. So that means Cinta effectively plays herself while your leader deploys and immediately gives you another attack. That's double action compression in one play, and it's easy to see how that can bust games wide open. Plot in and of itself is action stacking. Having a win play to attack, even more there's layers to this. It's kind of like an onion. Keep up with me. So why would this be scary for the meta? Let's take a look at some of the pilot leaders from set 4 JTL, a set that will not be rotating out come March. We got Boba Fett, we got Darth Vader, we got Luke Skywalker. All of these are strong and they typically have counterplay. A couple of these guys are already some of the top meta dogs in the game. Normally, when they deploy onto a vehicle, you get one action to respond. Maybe you drop a disabling Fang Fighter, or you bamboozle them to remove the upgrade, the pilot, the leader from the unit to effectively cancel their turn. Super strong, really good counterplay. But now with Cinta Kaz, that window disappears. Let's say, for example, the Boba Fett leader is deploying onto Fett's Fire Spray. In a single action, you make the Fett's Fire Spray an 8/8. You deal 4 damage divided amongst units. You deal an additional 2 damage of indirect, and then you get to swing with your now 8/8 leader unit. That's 14 damage worth of value in one action. And if you don't have an immediate answer, it's like starting the game with 8 less HP on your base. Even staple bases like Data Vault suddenly feel pretty weak. I mean, you're going effectively a 33 HP base. You're on the same level as ECL. ECL bases, y'all are even worse off than the intro Hoth battle bases. Like, it's kind of crazy. And then once they deploy, plot out Cinta, swing, do all that damage, 9 times out of 10, the next appropriate answer is going to be claimed because you have no more resources, you've attacked. And then, if you don't deal with that 8/8 Fett's Fire Spray, that's another 8 damage to your base. That's 16 damage. So I know Cinta Kaz seems strong, and I may be making it seem stronger than it ever will be, but that was a realistic scenario that could happen. But don't worry, there is answers already in the game and answers coming alongside Cinta Kaz in the new set. One example is going to be Elia Kane, however you want to say it. When played, you get to look at 3 enemy resources, defeat one, and replace it with the top of the opponent's deck. It's a gamble, but it can catch Cinta before she drops in. At least one of them. Honestly, with the power level of Cinta, I would assume she's going to be 2 or 3 of in a deck. So you can at least snipe one of them with Elia Kane. this isn't the best answer. In this set, you also get Galen Erso, where you get to name a card, and while he's in play, your opponent's copies of that card lose all abilities. You're turning Cinta Kaz off completely. And then we have a couple options that are already in the game, though not for long because they'll be rotating out. Regional Governor from Spark is like the original pithing needle type effect in the game where you just name a card. They can't do it. Qi'ra also allows you to just name a card, and it disrupts that whole thing and makes it cost more. If Cinta Kaz does become a meta staple and is seen all over the place, and the rise is there, these counters can easily become meta staples, at least sideboard staples, overnight. So you can pick them up and you can go ahead and have them in your collection if you don't have them already. So Cinta Kaz is looking like a meta warping powerhouse, and while we still have over 60 cards left from this new set, I'm confident she will be one of the ones to watch for sure. And when you're picking up your counters, make sure to use my TCG player affiliate link, which is downstairs in the description. It really helps a ton. And while you're down there in the description, join the Make an Opening community Discord. We can talk decks, spoilers, meta calls, all that fun stuff. It's a good time in there. Thanks so much for hanging out. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe to stay ahead of the meta. This has been James from Make an Opening. Got to get back to PQ practice. If you're going to be in Houston on Saturday, I'll see you there. Stay unlimited. Peace out.